We're live, okay. Hey, Steve! How's my audio? In fact, how's my quality? Since the last live stream, I've gotten a new internet router, so my internet should be slightly faster. Because my old router was a dinosaur. Oh, we're getting people rolling in. Hey, audio good, okay. Hopefully it'll be good on the computer. Also, this is a live commentary of a YouTube video, but if you're wondering why I'm not streaming this directly from the computer, because filming in the train room is more fun. So I'm doing it this way. More people are rolling in. 12 viewers. Also, I'm showing my sub count because I have nothing else to show right now. I'm doing alright on this fine day. Also, this computer I'm using right now, this computer was in the last live stream. Actually, it's been in several live streams now. This computer, what? Is this computer 5 years old now? I've had it practically ever since I started using MMD, which was like 5 years ago, so... Yes, you can all ask questions. I'm here. We'll start the video up in a minute or two. Also, I'm hooked up, so we shouldn't have to worry about my phone losing power during the stream. Favorite Thomas character is Henry. Hey, that's good. I have a Henry over there and over there in that pile everywhere. Will I bring back I Was Bored? And normally I would say no, but given current video circumstances, it's a possibility. Okay, enough. Will Pablo be resurrected? That is something to be decided on a later time. For those of you who don't know who Pablo is, you'll find out in this video. Okay. So, we'll start now. I'm going to do VLC so I don't get bombarded by my own ads. Lol. Do I own any All Engines Go push-alongs? Yes. If you remind me, I can show my collection later. Okay, so hopefully the audio on this will be fine. I will be pausing frequently so I can discuss how I did this or that. So, anyways, on with the video. So, yeah, if you notice, special blue text just for the anniversary. And then Thomas.
Hello. It's been a while since we've seen each other. 3 years, in fact.
It was, in fact, 3 years ago from when I uploaded this video that the 10th episode was uploaded, so that is accurate.
Up to speed on our story so far.
So now he's going to tell the backstory, which is accurate.
Started back in the year of 2018.
Percy has a postal
when a toy
stamp.
called Diapet decided to mass produce us. Me, Percy, and James were the first ones produced. Upon being produced, we were shipped out to a new home. Me and Percy arrived first, while James...
And then we got old episode
We
footage.
faced many trials and tribulations over compatibility issues with the
That's why it's lower quality, because it's old.
Found a nice home at the superstation. Then
It's the superstation. Hey.
Joined us, and we were a happy group of friends. Then Hero and Birdie showed up, along with another.
And then we got two Hero and Birdies.
Finally, Gordon arrived with Andy and Clarabelle, making our group...
Oh yeah, the goof videos. Oh, by the way, the goof videos. I know a lot of you have been asking about those, but I will not be re-uploading those because, for one, most of the goofs I just stole from the Thomas Wiki, and two, what was I saying? One of the videos got copyrighted, so, Yeah, I won't be re-uploading that one especially. So that's the main reason why I'm not re-uploading the goof videos, because they're just stolen content, basically.
Then our superstation was attacked, and we all had.
Yeah, the 2 heroes and 2 birdies. I didn't originally order 2 heroes and 2 birdies, but I ended up with 2 heroes and 2 birdies, so yeah.
To work together to take down the villain and raise money to build the superstation back.
Now, this money box, actually, I'll talk more about it later. That was a prop I'm going to talk about.
Diapet didn't produce any
Yeah,
more.
Diapet got quietly discontinued. It's really sad, we know.
Canceled. And with that said, we all decided to go our different ways.
Eh,
Though we no longer hang out with each other.
mate, I might get that player out train. Okay, this joke right here, I don't know. I don't remember if I actually scripted this or not. This might have been improv, but I just thought this would be a really funny joke. Just
Are you there?
Thomas being on the
Percy?
phone trying to call
I'm right
Percy,
here,
and Percy's
Thomas.
just right in front of him.
Oh. But now there's only 4 of us living on the superstation.
Also, I don't know if anyone noticed, but throughout this whole video, Cranky doesn't speak at all. Wait, how do I get to, Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Being me, my
Um,
best friend Percy, and my faithful coaches.
yeah, Cranky, I don't think I forgot that Cranky was there. I think it was just simply I didn't have any way to incorporate Cranky into the story, so I just didn't.
Annie and Clarabelle. With all this newfound space, we decided to open the superstation.
All right,
and
let's
other trains.
let's look at all the trains. Let's see. We have the new Hot Wheels Thomas monster truck. Actually, is it new? It came out this year. So we have a Tomy pullback Percy. This generic Mallard-based friction motor toy. We got Percy. We got Thomas. We have I believe that was last year's Hallmark Lionel Christmas ornament. It's a Hudson. Bandai B Shorty Oigawa Railway Thomas. Nakayoshi Bandai Murdoch. This cheap battery operated train I bought while I was on vacation in Florida one year. And Erdl Duncan. Previously, I stated I wouldn't buy any more Erdls, but I saw that guy at a train show, and despite the fact that he was not the best condition, the guy let me have him for $1. So, yeah. Then we have some wooden train ornament, and I think there's someone behind Duncan, but I don't remember who it was.
Who needed a place to live. And that's basically everything that has happened to us up to this point.
So now we come to present day.
Where me and my friends are celebrating a very special anniversary. Happy birthday.
Yeah, the very monotone birthday singing. All right, if you want to know who's actually... So we got the Duplos, the Bachmann in scales, the CGI push-alongs. And then we have the battery-operated wooden railway Thomas, but official fan of Thomas 31 merchandise is an idea. Maybe someday. Someday, I hope. Okay, so we got battery-operated Thomas, but I don't have a battery-operated wooden railway Percy, so I just put in the closest thing I had to a wooden railway CGI Percy, which was the Percy that was included in the Sam and the Great Bale set, because that's the only wooden railway CGI I have. And then we have the 2022, was it? Wooden railway Percy and Thomas. And then we have the All Engines Go push-along, because why not? Actually, the push-alongs have a deep history with the Diapets. If you remember, the Trackmaster Push-Along Adventures had a crossover with Diapet, and battery-operated Thomas appeared in his own episode of Diapet Friends, so that's why he's here. Also, behind-the-scenes trivia, the Happy Birthday singing, that was all my voice. I recorded myself singing Happy Birthday twice, and then I copied and pasted both recordings and pitch shifted them. So it's just me singing Happy Birthday 4 times over. And the reason why they're singing happy birthday is because this year, Diapet Thomas turned 5 years old. Can you believe it? It's been 5 years. Oh no, what? That was an accident.
Wow, guys,
Okay,
thank you all for coming out to our anniversary party.
it's an
Well, of
anniversary
course,
party.
It is a special occasion after all.
It is a special
It's
occasion.
too bad the other Diapets couldn't be here to celebrate.
And then it's established that the other Diapets moved out and they actually moved on with life.
So Tom,
We have the in-scale
you're
engines.
a delicate model who needs his box to get around. Same can be said for you, you collectible.
And then
Yeah,
collectible, that's
true.
he's
Thomas,
making fun of
it's
him.
time to go. Okay, Percy.
So now they have to
Sorry,
go because
guys,
they have
I'd
work
love
to do.
stay and chat longer, but me and Percy have a train to put together tonight. We'll see you all later. Goodbye.
And they're
See you
gone.
around. Man, those in-scale models are always so busy. Well, you know how it is, Percy. Their boxes don't lie when they say high precision railroading.
And then they all... And so now we cut to the in-scale line where it's high precision railroading, and then we meet Deku, the Decky 3. Little small steeple cap thing.
Where have you two been? Sorry we're late.
And he's been doing all the work while they've been partying, so now they gotta work.
Well, party time's over now. It's time to do some work. All right. No need to get so grumpy.
In a previous video, someone told me that Deku's model actually ran on 3 volts, while my railroad runs on 12 volts, so I've probably been hurting this guy the whole time I've been running him, and I feel really bad about it.
A customer has a special order that needs to be taken to the docks tonight.
An in-scale series that is on the
You
agenda.
handle shunting here by your set?
I'm actually going on vacation for a little while, so hopefully while I do that, I'll be able to get that show filmed.
Of course. We know where
Also,
the
I'll
cars
tell
will
more
go.
about my vacation in a little bit.
I'll be back in a
So
couple
now
of
Deku
hours.
has to make an urgent run to the dock, so he's on his own.
Why does Deku have to act like he's in charge of everything? Well, he was put in charge.
And so
of
now
this
they're
job.
just
That may be
complaining
true, but it
about
doesn't change the
Deku
fact that
bossing
we're
them
much
around.
stronger than he is.
Will I
you're
get an
gonna be
in-scale
surprised.
Toby? Funny you should say that, because I actually did recently acquire an in-scale Toby. And I also have an in-scale Daylight. I actually acquired, Daylight's passenger coaches recently as well. And so now it's the dark of night and Deku's making his run. But oh no, what's this?
Hey, what's that?
A villain.
Oh no! Fizzling fireboxes, what was that? I don't know. We better go look.
And yeah, so there's a crash and they gotta go figure out what happened.
Oh no, Deku!
I want to get in-scale Toe, that's something. Oh no, he's dead. Not really, but he could be dead, but probably dead. And now we come back to the Diapets, because this is their video.
Walk in the morning to get your engine going.
And they're taking a brisk walk down the in-scale line, holding up traffic.
We're gonna hold up so many of the in-scale trains from their jobs. Percy, they're model trains. Their jobs aren't real.
Yeah, they're model trains.
What's this?
Now, in this universe, the in-scale trains are just that, in-scale trains. But in the in-scale series, you're supposed to pretend they're not. Oh no, a crime scene. Who we got? We got Thomas, Percy, an F-Unit, a crane, and then Chief 62, along with a Norfolk Southern flat radiator diesel. Because why not?
Thomas, what's going on? Deku
So they
had an
find out that
accident
Deku had an accident.
last- Look serious.
And-
What happened? We don't know. We heard a crash nearby and we found him in pieces by the track. We've called the
No wonder
authorities
the
and now
traffic
they're
in
trying to
Ireland is
figure
so
out what
bad.
happened. Okay, Deku.
And
Where
so
were
now
you
Chief
yesterday
62
evening?
is,
I was in the main yard shunting cars.
he's I forget the word I'm looking for.
Thomas
He's
and Percy.
questioning
Which
Deku.
Thomas and Percy? The ones that work on the in-scale
And this
railway?
is a joke about how there's several different iterations of Thomas and Percy and people get confused.
Some of the cars we were shunting had to go to
Interrogating, that's the word. Yeah, that was the word.
going down the track very fast when
I'm
you
very
realized
bad
it
with
was
words if you
train.
didn't know.
I assume that's what happened, but the train I crashed into was
So now he explains that the train he crashed into was an unusual train.
features it had? Well, it was very big.
Am I going to get the PRRT1 in N-Scale? Funny you should say that. Last year when I was in Florida, I saw a T1, and I really wanted to get it. The only thing about it was DCC, and at the time I didn't know DCC was compatible with DC. I'm going back to that store in a couple weeks, so if I do see it, I will buy it this time.
And it was green, and it seemed to take on a box.
And so now he gives the description of the villain, and Thomas is like, "Oh no!"
Did you say the engine was big and green with
I do not have an HO scale Toby.
a box-like shape?
And so Thomas realizes that the engine Deku described, was the same engine that they encountered 3 years ago.
Attachments? Well, they came very quickly, and it was also very dark, so I couldn't get a good look at
Am I going to get more daylight passenger cars? I have the whole set. What more do I need?
them. Although now that I think about it, I do remember them having a weird shape above their face.
And then he's like, "Oh no, it's Pablo." Also, Pablo originated as a joke. I was in a live stream with a bunch of friends, and someone just asked what Boko would look like with a claw, and I'm like, "Hey, okay, I'm gonna do that." So I give him a claw, and then we give him a mustache, and we started calling him Pablo, because funny joke.
Thomas? You okay? Percy, we need to go. Right now.
And so Thomas, they gotta leave, because it's a threat.
Forget about us. I wonder what's wrong with him. Come along, Annie and Clarabelle. We'd better go after him.
And so Percy takes off with Annie and Clarabelle, because Thomas forgot him.
Some engines just don't have manners these days.
And so I couldn't get him back on the track, so I had to do a jump cut. And now they take Deku off to be fixed.
Tiny the fire truck reporting for investigation. You're late. The investigation
Oh yeah, we got Tiny. So yeah, Tiny is a reoccurring character on my channel, so that's why I threw him in here.
is over and the crash site has already been cleared. To make up for your negligence.
Okay, interesting piece of trivia about this particular shot. So if you notice, there's a train over there, leaving, but it's on the same track as Chief 62. I didn't realize this, and when I went back to review the footage, Chief 62 started moving, when he wasn't supposed to. So what I had to do was I had to go back into the footage and actually crop the part where he is and freeze frame it, so he wouldn't be moving in the final shot. If you look closely, you can actually notice where I cut the footage, because there's a really bad color gradient thing going on. In case you couldn't tell, I'm not good with words.
Oh man, I hate hide and seek.
And it's a manhunt, and he's like, "Oh no, it's hide and seek. Gosh darn it." And so now Thomas is rummaging through his shed looking for something.
Yes, whatever.
His
is
phone.
going on? It's not like you to strand your own coaches in the middle of nowhere. I'm sorry, ladies, but we may have a crisis on our hands.
And so Thomas explains that they have a crisis.
What do you mean? Percy, do you remember 3 years ago when a diesel destroyed our superstation? Oh yeah, that was quite the adventure. Yes.
So yeah, he's explaining that the diesel is back.
Looked like? Yeah, He was big, green, boxy shaped, and he had an attachment on his roof. Yes, and that's exactly how Deku described the engine that crashed into him. Do you think
And so
that
now
means-
Percy realizes
Yes,
what
Percy,
Thomas is trying
our
to say.
Diesel has come back for revenge. What are we gonna do? We can barely run the superstation on our own. What are we gonna do when it gets destroyed? Hello? You don't run the superstation on your own? Quite right, Annie. We
Oh,
do
look,
the dirty
it's
work
my
around
backdrop
here,
in the
too.
background and all my
Quite right, girls.
stuff.
And that is why you will be coming with us on our mission to track down our Diesel and stop him from destroying
Now,
our
that line in
superstation.
particular, I had to cut
Let's
that
premise. We're a
because
very small team. Do you
there was a
really think
pause
we
in the
can take
audio
down that
recording.
Diesel on our own? Well, we did it once before, so we could probably do it again. But just in case, I'm calling reinforcements.
And so now he's got his phone.
Getting the gang back together? Oh,
It was
yeah.
actually really hard for me to find that phone. I had to do some real digging. Because I have a box of Lego props. Okay, so now we cut to the subplot of the special. Tiny's manhunt. And he has Flynn and Belle with him because they're doing the manhunt as well. Because he can't do it on his own. Because he's only a fire truck.
You've been assigned to help me track down a criminally dangerous engine who tore the N-scale railroad's smallest engine to shreds. Poor
And he
little
calls him Timmy because he's just
So, before we go look for our criminal, are
dumb.
there any questions? Okay, for one, his name wasn't Timmy.
And so Belle and Flynn are the sensible ones in the situation, who are actually in charge, despite the fact that Tiny's the head of the operation.
Oh, of course I do. I am the head.
I think the reason why I decided to make Tiny a character in the first place was because Tiny is a character from the movie Cars 3. When Cars 3 was coming out, I was on a Cars diecast kick, and I started buying Cars diecasts. I was in the store one day, and I found Tiny's diecast, and I'm like, hey, cool fire truck, I'm gonna buy him. So I bought him, and he has this really goofy facial expression. I'm like, he looks like the kind of guy who would be stupid and proud, and I'm like, I could use him as a character. So I turned him into a character, and
Just to make
it was all downhill from there. But yeah, so Tiny says that he knows who they're looking for, but he actually doesn't. So to disguise the fact that he doesn't, he asks Belle to say who they're looking for just so she knows.
you know, tell me anyway.
So they explain,
We're looking for a big engine. I found
and
him.
because it's a big
No,
engine,
you didn't. Our culprit is green. So then it was that guy. No, Tiny, that's not them.
and they're just
either.
reciting just one detail, and he's accusing everyone. And so then he attacks Boko. Someone actually pointed out that in every video Boko's been in on my channel, he gets abused. Because in Superstation Adventures, he was in timeout for most of the series. And then in an I Was Bored episode, I sent him down the ramp. And right here, you just saw him get hit by a fire truck.
You have the right to remain silent, Tiny.
And then he's
Let
reciting his
Boko go.
Miranda
He's not
rights.
our culprit. But he's big, green, and shaped like a box. Yes, but he doesn't have an attachment on his roof.
And so now Tiny, he finally knows all the details of the suspect.
Sorry, Boko.
I can't help the lag. That's my internet. I live in an area where the internet is really bad.
Our culprit is big, green, boxy shaped, and has an attachment
So
on
now
their
he's
roof.
piecing all the details together. And now he pieces together, he knows someone with all those details.
Matches that description.
And it's Baker Lou.
You are under arrest.
So he attacks
You have
Baker
the
Lou.
right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against
And now back to the Diapets. Hey, look, it's the clip I put in on the
What are we doing
the
at
premiere.
photo studio?
So now the yeah, great photo studio, I know. So now Thomas explains that all the other Diapets got jobs after they left the superstation, and James got a job as a model
Already a model train. Not
who
that kind of
advertises
model
train parts.
A model train. People take pictures of them and then they put them on magazines and such. Oh, okay. Anyway, James is expecting us, so we should be allowed to go inside.
Now, originally in the script, what was supposed to happen was Thomas was supposed to bump his head on the door because he's a train using a door. But the only door I could find was this Mega Bloks door from, I believe it was an Emily set. But as it turns out, Thomas fit through the door perfectly, and I thought that's actually really cool, so I decided to leave it in, just the way it was.
Thomas, why did you go through the door?
And Percy points out that there's just an open space right next to the door. And Thomas is like, I'm being polite. You should be polite. And then we meet James, who's modeling. Right now he's modeling a set of coupling rods.
James, that's enough pictures for now. You can take a quick break while we review them. Okay then.
And so now he's on break, and Thomas and Percy find him.
Hey guys, check it out. I'm living my dream.
So yeah, he's in a very
You again, James?
crowded
How have you
place,
been? Well, I've just
taking
been the poster
pictures.
train for several advertisements for new engine parts and accessories. You know, like brass buffers, metallic paints, and whatnot.
Now, interesting fact about this particular scene, this scene was supposed to go on longer because there was going to be a part where Percy points out that he remembers seeing James on the cover of a magazine, and James gets really surprised that he was actually on the cover of a magazine, and Percy just so happens to have the magazine with him, so he shows it to James, but as it turns out, the photo was digitally altered by AI to a point where you can't even tell it's James anymore. So, the reason I cut this scene out was because, for one, it felt forced with all the criticisms AI has been receiving nowadays. It just felt really forced. Two, it also felt forced because why would Percy be carrying a magazine that he doesn't even care about? And three, this space I was filming in was really cramped, and it actually kind of hurt to film in this space, so I wanted to get out of here as soon as I could. So I cut the scene down to not drag it out as
Yes.
longer than I had to.
There's actually a reason we
So now
came to
Thomas
talk to
explains
you.
that they're in trouble and they
Oh,
need James's help.
Yes. Do you remember that green diesel that destroyed our superstation? Well, he's come back and we think he wants revenge. So
And he
we're
wants
working
revenge.
together to
Ooh.
stop him from causing any more harm. Oh dear, that does sound serious.
And James tells them that,
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to pass on that. What? But
James tells them that he's a model and models
Yes,
don't stop to fight
you know what
crime.
else is
And
serious? Show business,
he'd
baby.
rather be a model
Now, I
than
would
help
like
them
to help you take down your villain, but these photographers
because he's
need the
proud.
pictures, and who better to help them than a splendid red engine like me? Ugh. Come on, Percy. Let's go find the others.
So now Thomas and Percy give up and they decide to go find everyone else.
Oh well, the show doesn't stop to fight crime.
But then the photographer
Okay,
comes
James,
back,
We reviewed the pictures we took, but we found a problem with
and
all
there's an
of them.
issue.
Oh? What kind of
He's
problem?
not wearing the coupling
Well,
rods he's supposed to be
advertising
modeling.
some glamorous new coupling rods, but our poster train isn't wearing them. Oh, please. Those ugly things? A splendid engine like me can't model properly if he has to wear ridiculous things like that. But it's your
Yeah,
job
he's
to
really
wear those
proud. He doesn't
things.
want to wear the
You need to
coupling
make
rods.
people want to buy them. I'd rather be caught lying in the streets before I wear those coupling rods.
And then he ends his career with one sentence.
So be it.
Yep, they fired him.
Oh. Huh?
And then Thomas or Percy are there to see his
Now
pluck.
that your schedule's opened up, will you help us now?
So now that James is fired, he has nothing else to do,
But
so...
only because a team of heroes needs a splendid high-fat
Oh yeah, Diesel 10 having a claw. The thing about Diesel 10, though, is he's not green.
member like me. Of course it does.
So James agrees to help them because now he has nothing else to do since he was just fired. And now we come back to Tiny, where he's apologizing to Baker Lou.
Your appearance just so happened to match the description of someone we're looking for.
Because Baker Lou, he has a green hat and green paint. He's kind of big. Well, in scale standards, he's big. He's kind of shaped like a box. And he has an attachment. He has a monocle.
My monocle is not merely
And that makes him really
an
offended because he
attachment.
thinks his
It is
monocle is
legally
more than just an
classified
attachment.
as an impairment correcting tool. We're sorry, Baker Lou. Tiny just got a little excited. This is his first time being in charge of a manhunt, and we're looking for someone who attacked one of the residents of the in-scale line. But I've never
And
even
Baker
been
Lou
involved
threatens
in
to
the
press
in-scale
charges
line.
because of
I could press
police
charges
brutality
for
and
this
all that.
incident, you know. But you won't.
And Tiny's
Oh,
like, you won't because we're friends, right?
best buddy.
And so Baker Lou says he has a condition.
One
He
condition
won't
only.
report them
And,
if they do
what
something
about
for
that?
him. And that something is to
Doing
put him on the
that.
manhunt.
Now, Tiny,
And
I don't think
Flynn's
so.
all like, hey, we can't put random civilians on manhunts. But Tiny doesn't listen and he's like, okay, you're in. And Baker Lou's like, yay!
Who are we looking for?
But of course, his IQ is equal to Tiny's. It's very low. And Belle and Flynn are just done with everything.
So the hero.
And so now we come back to the Diapets. They're in a marketplace.
But Thomas, this is a
You can see all kinds of different trains in the marketplace. We have Edward and Ferdinand. Take along Edward. Take and play Ferdinand. All engines go Gordon and Percy. Looking at plushes. Wood Hero. The Earl Duncan again. Nakayoshi Bandai Murdoch. And then Theodore Tugboat and some of his friends.
densely populated shopping area. What purpose would a couple of big Japanese engines have around here? Coal and water.
And then we also have
Coal and
Gabriel,
water.
because Gabriel is a
Fresh
prominent
coal
character
and
on my
water.
channel.
Not like the kinds you get from public hoppers and water towers what purpose would they have? Well, Percy, the heroes decided to follow their dreams of becoming yoga.
And so now we find out that
They've
here
opened
that the
a
heroes
class right
went
around
off to become
here.
yoga
How
instructors.
can trains do yoga? No clue. Anyway,
If there was one character I'd want in N-Scale, it's Hero. If there's a character I want in Diapet, it'd probably be Cranky.
they're set up right around here, so let's go and meet them.
So now they go off to find the heroes, and
So
they're
I
right
hear a
there.
lot of people
And
taking-
they're talking about how they want to advertise their yoga class. So they're thinking about going to Broadway. What kind of Theodore Tugboat toys do I have? I have Brio ones that I found at a train show earlier this year. I can show them off later if you remind me.
Jumbotrons in Times Square. Hero, hello. Oh,
And so now they're all happy to see each other again. They're one big happy group of
It's
friends.
been so long since we've seen each other. It's good to see you all again too. But what are you doing all the way out here? Well, you see, we actually have a problem. Do you remember when our superstation
And so
was
now
down
Thomas
a
has
few
to explain to
years
the
ago?
heroes that their superstation is in trouble again, and it might be the guy who destroyed it 3 years ago. Again.
Recently, there was an accident on the in-scale railway, and we think it was caused by the diesel that attacked us. So now we fear that he's come back for revenge. Now I know that you
And so
two are rather
Thomas
busy with your new
knows that they might be busy like James was, but then the heroes explain that actually they're not really doing anything because their business is in a poor state due to the fact that a Chuggington character has opened his own yoga class next to them, and because he's a Chuggington character, he's better at it. Actually, the Balance Your Bumpers class with Hanzo is canon in Chuggington. In the news show Tales from the Rails, there's an episode where he actually does yoga with the trainees, and it's called Balance Your Bumpers. And then we have more cameos.
Waltz in here with his bouncy suspension and take all our customers? Well, guess what, Hanzo? We are going to save the world, and then we'll see.
And then
who has
Hero
the
gets
better
really
suspension.
ambitious
And
because
spoiler alert,
they're going to be doing something even more productive than yoga, so they're going to one-up Hanzo, their business
Sorry
rival.
about that. I guess the pressure of business has really taken its toll on us. I can understand that.
And so now the heroes are in.
Definitely be a valuable asset
No,
to
I
our
am not
team.
doing a giveaway.
A strong fighting will
Yet.
is what's important, but size also helps, I guess. Speaking of size, Gordon and Bertie.
And so the heroes explain that Gordon's nearby.
Let's go find them.
So they go to find Gordon. Meanwhile, Baker Lou has collected data about all of the people in the area, and he tracks down 3 individuals that match their description.
Okay. Taking the description of our suspect into account, I've managed to track down 3 matching individuals.
So the first individual is Whiff,
Brad
who I do own.
authorized. He has been seen wearing a special contraption on his
Also, you
body.
guys like the backdrop. The backdrop is a scrapbook I have that's just nothing but Tomy models.
Garbage into fuel.
And now we have Pablo,
An animated diesel with a claw mounted on his
who
roof.
destroyed the superstation 3 years
Has a
ago.
criminal record on file.
And he has a criminal record. And then we have Dubsy,
Dubs and Company with a specialized
steam
crane
engine
on
that
top of its boiler.
doesn't even live here.
With all of these engines taken into account, I say we round them all up and take them in for questioning. Well, Baker Lou.
And so
I'd
now
say that's a
Belle
very logical
explains that
Unfortunately, you seem to have overlooked a few
Baker Lou
details.
overlooked some of the details
What might those be?
of the suspects.
Well, Whiff hasn't even been taken out of his box yet.
So she explains that Whiff hasn't even been taken out of his box yet, which is true. He's still over there. He's hiding behind Kana, though. And if a character hasn't been taken out of their box, they can't do anything. So surely it wasn't him.
Pablo was deleted and is therefore deceased.
In the 10th episode, we see Pablo get deleted. Therefore, normally if a character is deleted, that means they're dead. Because they're deleted. Yeah.
And Dubsy doesn't even live on this part of the globe.
And Dubsy isn't even a character. Dubsy is a real train that lives somewhere in the UK. And if you haven't noticed, we're not in the UK. This is America.
She lives where my heart resides.
And Baker Lou gets all upset because he is British and he misses his home in the UK, so he's homesick. But then he quickly dismisses it to get back to the case.
If it wasn't those 3, then
And so now he points out that there is one more individual that he hasn't discussed because he's not a train,
my dear Tiny,
but he does
there's
match
one
their
other
description.
individual around here that's big, green, boxy, and has an attachment on his roof.
And it is none other than Cranky.
You gotta be kidding me. No, Cranky, we're not. We've ruled out every other suspect, and you're the only one left who matches our description. Now tell us, why did you hurt little Timmy?
And of course he thinks his name is Timmy
I
too.
didn't hurt anybody. I can't
Hey,
even
thanks for
move
the
from this
congratulations.
spot which I stay in every
Yeah, it's been
day
a
and every
long
night.
7 years.
I can't even reach you from where you're
So now
standing
Cranky
right
explains that he couldn't have been the culprit because he's a crane. Cranes don't move.
now. Oh, really?
And so Baker Lou asks him to prove it, so he does. By not doing anything.
Baker Lou, you didn't even flinch.
And Flynn's like, wow, you didn't even flinch. That hook came really close to hitting you. And Baker Lou's like, I was
student in martial
a grade A student in martial arts, which martial arts is like things like karate and stuff like that. So he was able to do evasive maneuvers, despite the fact that he didn't even move at all. So Bell questions if he actually did get a grade A in martial arts, which he probably didn't, because he's probably lying.
Leave you to it now.
And so now he leaves Cranky B.
Some engines.
And so now, with everyone taken into account, there's just no telling who the suspect was.
Well,
So now Baker Lou teaches Tiny a dirty detective business practice.
No, is that legal? Not
And even
necessarily,
Tiny knows it's
but a
dirty, but
detective
Baker Lou
must
says they
do
should do it
what's best in
anyway.
order to close a case. Then just do this.
And he says they need to close the case, and Tiny's just like, close the case! Just like that.
Very charming.
And so now we are in front of an opera house looking for Gordon.
And he said he'd meet us right in front of this.
It doesn't look like an opera house, but just use your imagination.
What would Gordon be doing at an opera house? Why, hello.
And then we find out that Gordon became an opera singer because racing just wasn't his thing, because we know he likes racing, so...
Yes, hero, I am. After our little group broke up, I decided to become an opera singer.
So he became an opera singer.
Be your thing. Well, I did try to get into that, but I soon realized.
And he explains that racing wasn't exactly his thing, so he decided to do opera instead. And he explains that he's performed alongside several opera celebrities, and that he is about to perform alongside another celebrity. The Great Freight Nate, a character from the show Mighty Express. The despised show Mighty Express, because Mighty Express sucks. And so now Thomas explains that they need his help, but Gordon doesn't want to help because he'd rather sing opera.
I'd like to help you with whatever you need, but my show is tonight, and I can't afford to miss it. But it's something really important.
And he's like, opera's really important.
It's also really important, and there's nothing that can stop.
And he says that there is nothing that will stop him performing in his show that night. And as by chance, Freight Nate's supervisor, Mechanic Milo, comes on the scene.
Oh, yes? Are you
And he's holding a piece of paper so that he knows who Gordon is.
the express engine?
Actually, it was really hard to get Milo to hold that piece of paper. It's a Lego newspaper, but the Mighty Express toys are really cheap. That's why I wanted to make a joke about them. So I couldn't actually make him grab the paper because they just didn't build his claw that way. So I had to put the paper on another stud and make Milo hold it in his claw solely with friction. It was very difficult.
Yes, that's me. Yes, I'm a supervisor for the Great Freight Nate. I'm afraid you're...
So Milo tells Gordon that his show was canceled because
The other night, he was
Nate went crazy.
performance when someone in the audience
He's absolutely delusional now. And then we have this soundbite from the actual show, because there's actually an episode where Nate sings opera to catch a bull. So this is basically a joke about that. And then someone criticizes him. And then he snaps right there. And then he attacks the audience.
So with that said, Freight Nate has been banned from performing indefinitely. Have a good day, sir.
And now Gordon's upset because now he's not going to be able to perform.
Dignity, my show, alongside one of the most famous opera singers, cancelled. Well, Gordon, since you have nothing better to do now, would you like to help us with our very important situation?
So finally Gordon agrees to help them because now he has nothing to do.
What is your issue? I'll tell you soon, but first we need to find the birdies.
So now Thomas establishes that they need to find the birdies, which are nearby.
General area. Look out, I can't.
And then a bus goes by.
Ow. Sorry about that.
And then in this scene we find out that the birdies became licensed bus drivers, and currently they're teaching new buses how to drive and do their job.
Now that you two are here,
So now Thomas tells Gordon and the birdies what's going on. But to save time, it just jump cuts because you all know what's going on.
so we need everyone's help to prevent the superstation from being destroyed again. Well,
And so once again, Gordon says that he'd be happy to help now that his show's canceled.
But given you just saw my show get canceled, I'll be more than happy to help.
But then the birdies establish that they can't help because they're too busy teaching the other buses how to be buses.
Buses we've been getting. And we've got quite the lineup on our hands, so I'm afraid we're just too busy to help.
But then their current bus proves to be quite the handful.
This driving thing. Oh no, how do I stop? No.
And so the birdies just decide to give up and go on vacation to help.
Days we haven't used yet.
And so now Thomas is really happy because that's the whole gang back together. Yay!
Let's go save our superstation.
And so now he needs to establish the game plan.
Okay, gang, we need to figure out where our diesel is before we can stop him. So I suggest we... Hey, who put you
But
in
then James
charge?
is like, hey, who put you in charge? I'm proud. I should be in charge. And Gordon's like, no, I should be in charge.
No way.
I'm
My
better
diesel
than
is
you.
better than yours, so I should be in charge.
But James says he should be in charge because he has the better game plan.
But I can still tell it's terrible.
So what's his game plan?
I suggest we order a bunch of semi-automatic weapons from the black market. What? That's a terrible
So Gordon's
idea.
like, no, that's a terrible idea. We need to get the military involved.
To take our diesel down for us.
And James is like, the military has better things to do than what we're doing.
Things to deal with than CGI diesels.
And Percy actually has a sensible plan. Go look for the diesel first.
Old warehouse where we first found him.
And Annie and Clarabelle say that
Back together.
Thomas should be the one to tell them what to do because he is the one that brought them back together.
I know. Have
And Bertie says they should just move. The superstation won't be their problem if they move.
there anymore, but we
And Hero's like, we don't live at the superstation anymore. And James is like, then why are we worrying about it? And then they all get into an argument. And then Lionel Thomas shows up for some reason.
Thomas, what are you doing here? My tracks run through
Because
here.
his tracks are there.
Right. More importantly, what are you doing here? I'm trying to stop a possible threat to the
So yeah, Lionel
superstation.
Thomas asks Diapet Thomas what he's doing. And Thomas explains what he's doing.
Yes, and I've already gone through all the trouble just to get us all back together.
And so Lionel Thomas sees that Thomas is really troubled. So he's like, hey, why don't you take a break and help me?
Help you? Yes. Do you
And
recall
he tells him about Oliver,
HO scale
the
engine?
HO scale Bachman
Correct.
engine. Oh, look,
You
different
see,
face.
he's been absolutely
He tells him that Oliver is depressed.
not like him at all.
So,
I've been trying everything I can to cheer him
he
up.
tells Thomas that he could probably help make Oliver
But I think you
not
could help.
depressed.
What could I do? You've known Oliver since he first came here. I'm sure he'd be happy to see an old friend. Besides,
So yeah, he tells him that he's known Oliver for a long time. So,
I guess you're right.
Oliver might feel better if he sees Thomas again.
Follow me.
So he takes him to where Oliver is. And of course, Oliver's with Toad.
Ooh.
And Oliver's like, oh, Thomas.
Hello, Oliver. Thomas tells me you've been feeling rather blue lately. But he looks rather green to me.
And of course, he's not blue, he's green.
Yes,
Just like Toad
I
said.
can see that. He's right, you know, Toad. I have been feeling rather blue lately. Was it something that
So
happened?
right now, it probably doesn't, to you, it might not make sense that Thomas is seeing Oliver.
Mr. Chum?
But as you find
No,
out,
no,
it
no,
actually
Thomas, it's
ties
okay.
in with the story.
Feel any better if I keep
Because
holding
Oliver has a secret he needs to get off his chest. So he trusts Thomas, so he decides to tell Thomas what it was.
no one knows about. Toad and I were going home after a long day.
So after a long day of work, Oliver and Toad are going home.
We were very tired.
Also, if you guys don't notice, this consist looks a lot like the Titfield Thunderbolt.
I could feel myself drifting off to sleep. Then one second I was on my own rails.
So
when the
he
next
dozes
I was
off, and
right
when he
down
wakes up
the
again, he
scale
finds out
line.
he's on the wrong track.
Before I knew what was happening, I collided into another
And then he
train.
crashes into Deku. Because he fell asleep while he was driving.
I was long a daze.
Which
I was
you're not
very
supposed to do.
My first instinct was to flee the scene, so I ran away before anyone could see us, and without making sure the engine I'd crashed into was okay, or even looking to see who they were. Later on, I discovered that the engine was
So yeah,
Deku.
Oliver talks about how later on he found out that the engine he crashed into was Deku, and he's felt guilty about it ever since.
So you were the
And
other
then
engine
Thomas
that
puts
was
the pieces
involved in
together
this?
and realizes that there was no culprit, and it was just a freak accident caused by Oliver.
What's so funny? Oh, nothing. It's just we thought Deku was attacked by
Now,
an old enemy
someone
of ours.
questioned
We've been in a real
that
panic
Oliver
ever since
does
then.
not match the description that Deku gave, but actually he does, because if you look at him, Deku says he's green, which he's green. Deku says he's big. Now, HO scale might not be big to your standards, but HO scale is massive in N scale standards. So, yeah. And then, Deku says he's boxy shaped. Now Oliver is an engine with a round boiler, but he's also a tank engine, so he has very boxy side tanks and a rather boxy cab. And then Oliver doesn't have an attachment on his roof. No, but he has a really tall funnel, so that's good enough.
What sort of enemy are you talking about? Oh,
And so Thomas tells Oliver that he mistook him for a villain, but now he needs to go to Deku and apologize now that he feels better.
A little better, yes. And I'm sure you'll feel a whole lot better if you go back to the in-scale line and tell Deku everything that happened. But Thomas, what if he hates me afterwards? Don't worry about that, Oliver. Just tell Deku the truth, and I'm sure he'll
The truth will set you free.
Come on, let's get going.
Because you need to tell the truth.
Well, if you say
And so Oliver decides to follow Thomas, but he leaves Toad behind.
Mr. Oliver, don't forget about me.
You can actually see all the electrical stuff with the power, all this stuff. So Deku's just doing some simple shunting because he's been fixed, and
Yes,
he's back to work.
I'm always busy. Well, could you stop for a
But he's
second?
really
I
busy
have
to talk to
something important
Thomas.
to talk to you about. No, Thomas, I can't stop. Work never stops, you
But then
know.
Thomas establishes he
Well, I
knows
know
who crashed
caused
into
your
him, and he's
crash
like,
the
what?
other day.
He decides to stop.
What did you say? I said I know who crashed into you the other night. Well, who is it? I swear when I
Oh yeah,
see-
actually, you can see daylight in the background. And then the coaches he was shunting were the extension for the 10-car set.
I'm gonna tear out his pickups and sell his copper wiring for scrap.
And so then he threatens to basically do all these bad things to the guy that ran him over. But then he finds out it was Oliver,
Oliver?
which he knows Oliver.
No, don't tell me it was you. Yes, it was me. But why? It was
And
an
Oliver
accident.
tells him it was an
Honestly,
accident,
I was
honestly.
traveling home after a long day of work, but I was so tired I dozed off. Surely you'd understand what that's like. Well, I suppose so, but I can still press charges
And
against you
Deku, even
see
though
if
him and
I
Oliver are
didn't check if
friends,
I was all right.
he still threatens to press charges because the repairs
Well,
that
accident cost
he
me
had
a
to
lot of
do
money in
after the
repair costs.
accident
I was
cost him a
saving
lot
up
of
for a
money,
nice long
and that he was saving
vacation.
up for a vacation.
Then what if I got your
And
money
Oliver's like,
back?
what if I give you your money back?
I'm listening.
And Deku's like,
You
hey,
drop all
what, you
charges
got money?
against me, I'll give you my whole stat.
Now, originally, for this stash, I wanted to use the box that the birdies drop on the Diapets in the 10th episode, but unfortunately, I couldn't find it. So I had to use this palette that was included in the most recent Lego Freight Train set, because that's all I had.
Begging your pardon, Mr.
And
Oliver.
Toad's like, Oliver, you're bribing. Bribing's not morally okay.
Short of bribery is
But everyone else
morally
doesn't care.
okay. 62.
So, Deku calls Chief 62 to drop all charges against Oliver.
Dropped on my hit and run case.
And C62's like,
okay.
why?
Is there any particular reason
And
why?
Deku says, I'm gonna use the money to go on an early retirement.
Early retirement. Wahoo!
And off he goes.
Something about this feels wrong. Well, all's well that ends well, I suppose.
And that's basically the end of the story. A happy
See you
ending.
later. Bye, Thomas.
Deku got his compensation, and Oliver got off the hook scot-free. And the Diapets have nothing to worry about now, and their superstation is safe.
Well, I guess that's another case
And Chief 62 closed a case.
closed. Chief,
But now we have Tiny,
solved the hidden
who
run
claims that he
case.
solved the hit and run
Don't
case.
worry about it.
But Chief 62 explains that all the charges were dropped,
Closed.
so it don't matter anymore.
Okay.
But then we find out that Tiny was going to frame Boko. Yeah, that was basically the secret Baker Lou told him. They were going to compensate a guy to pose as the criminal so that they could close their case and put someone in jail. Just because.
Just go.
Very dirty detective work.
Oh. What? You mean to
And
say
Baker
we
Lou's
did
like,
that
what? We did
detective
that all
work
for nothing?
nothing? We?
And Chief 62's like, wait a minute. I didn't put you on this case. And then he realizes, Tiny.
Tiny, have you been letting letting civilians do your job again?
And as it turns out, this wasn't the first time he made a random citizen do his job.
Well, you see, Chief, it would seem that you have been tardy and lazy during this case, Tiny.
And so, as punishment for everything that he's done, he sentences Tiny to community service in Chug Patrol.
Your negligence, I'm putting you on Chug Patrol for...
Also, that Trackmaster wasn't Pablo, that was Boko with a claw mounted on his roof. There's a difference between Pablo and Boko having a claw mounted on his roof.
3 months. Oh no.
And so Tiny's like, no, I don't want to go on Chug Patrol. I'll never get their theme song out of my head.
I'll never get that song out of my head.
And this is probably my favorite joke in the whole video.
Chug Patrol, and we're ready to roll. Rescue and safety.
And Nindo Roy Thomas cameo, because Nindo Roy Thomas is best boy.
Control. When every second counts, you can count on Chug Patrol.
Did y'all like that transition? That was a very professional transition. So Thomas, yeah, so Thomas establishes that it was a happy ending after all, but then Gordon's like, no, you dragged us into this for nothing, even though I had things to do. And everyone else is like, hey, it was really fun to see each other again.
He's right, you know. Yes, it was fun to get away from the stress of modern day life just so we could see each other again. Alright, I suppose it was rather fun.
And Gordon's like, okay, I guess it was pretty fun, but I have to go back to work tomorrow. Because I'm an adult now, I have work.
And I have to look for a new modeling.
And James has to look for a new gig. Birdie, they have to train buses, and the heroes have to resurrect their yoga class. And Thomas tells them that no matter where they go,
you will always be my Diapet Friends.
They will always be the Diapet Friends.
The end.
At the end. I don't know. I didn't know how to end the episode, so just the end. Okay, so that was Thomas and his Diapet Friends, the 10th episode. Are there any questions regarding that particular episode? Because if there are, I'll answer them now. If there are no questions, I will move on. Look at the chat. Yeah, someone wants to see Theodore Tugboat Brio. Yeah, I will show them. So I guess there are no questions then. In that case, we don't need this anymore. Can I see my battery life right now? No? Okay, whatever. We'll just roll with it. So, let's look at the Theodore tugboats. We got Theodore. Oh, someone wants to know if the 11th episode was the finale. I didn't plan on the 11th episode to be the grand finale. There may be more episodes in future, but I don't know when. Who knows? Maybe it'll be another 3 years before we get another episode. So, anyways, why is the frame rate bad? Because my internet's bad. I can't help it. So then we have Theodore. Look at Theodore. With his moving eyes. That's something I really like about the Brio Theodore tugboats, because they have moving eyes. If y'all want to know how I found these, earlier this year I posted a video about a train show I went to. And this guy was selling a box full of wooden railway stuff, and among the wooden railway stuff they had these Theodore tugboat Brios. I only found these 3. I couldn't find Fodak and George or anyone else. And they wanted to sell the whole box as one piece, but I was able to do some negotiating, and they just sold me the boats, because I just wanted the boats. I probably won't make a Theodore tugboat video, because these are the only Theodore tugboats I have. Let's see, yeah, we have Theodore, we have Hank, and then we have Emily. Someone wants to see In-Scale Toby. I might show In-Scale Toby in a bit. You guys want to see the backlog of All Engines Go reviews I have? So, I made the video where I reviewed some of the All Engines Go playsets. I want to review more All Engines Go products, and right now these are all the products I have to review. Right now I'm working on a review of the the Lookout Mountain set, but I also have Talking Kana, Talking Whiff, Talking Thomas, Secret Agent Thomas, Mail Train Percy, Wet James, I don't know his official name, Wobble Cargo Thomas, the Take Along set, which did not come with the exclusive facial expression, Crystal Cargo Thomas, Christmas Sandy and Bruno. I already own one of these, so I probably won't review this. We have the Leafy Loop Diesel set and the Thomas Cow set, but you can't see it. We have this Barnes & Noble CGI Thomas, but I don't know if I'll review him. I will review the All Engines Go Thomas plush along with these three. Yes, I do like Take Along. Someone wants to know my thoughts on the Lookout Mountain movie. To be honest, I thought it kind of dragged. Race for the Solar Cup was actually not a bad movie. Lookout Mountain, however, I just feel it kind of dragged because it was a mystery. I mean, the first 11 minutes of the movie are just exposition. But anyways, we have the Talking Cranky set, and we have the Walmart Thomas and Bruno set. So yeah, those are all the products I have to review right now. What was I saying originally? Oh yeah, I also have Henry. And this builder bucket. But yeah, Henry. I actually managed to get a Henry. You guys want to know something really funny about this Henry? I've seen people, they paid like $40 for this guy when he first showed up on eBay. I managed to get this guy for half price because there was this guy on Amazon who was selling, it was a bundle. He was selling this Henry, that Kenji, and this James, along with a Thomas sticker book, all for $20. That Amazon listing is still up, so if you want to get your very own push-along Henry for half price, along with a Kenji and James for full price, you can. Although do be wary, because I bought the same guy. He was selling these two play sets and an Old Mine Percy pack, but when I received the package, I did receive the two sets I ordered it for, but I did not receive the Percy. They gave me this Carly instead. Fortunately, I did not order it for the Percy, and I did get the sets that I did order it for, so it don't matter. Lego Duplos. Yes. As some of you know, I recently acquired a Lego Duplo Toby. So that means I only have one more character missing from my collection. And that character is Cranky. So hopefully one day I'll be able to acquire Cranky. Also with Lionel Thomas. Look, it's Lionel Thomas. Pretty cool. Do I have Take Along Butch? No, I have Take and Play Butch. What's that noise? I'm hearing noises over there. Oh, whatever. So yeah, look. It's Toby. It's Toby. Actually, when I bought this Toby, I bought him in a bid. I think the bid was like $20 or was it $40? But yeah, it was a bid. So I bid on it. No one else bid, so I won the bid, and I got Toby. Now, the seller said that the set was used. Why do I hate Lionel? I don't hate Lionel. It's just I don't collect Lionel because it's really expensive. And I don't use Lionel Thomas in my videos because there's really no point. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, the eBay listing, it did say the set was used, but none of the pictures showed the set out of box. So I decided to take a gamble and order the Toby, and hopefully he'd turn out okay. And well, he is kind of scratched and chipped, but overall he's not that bad. Especially the face. I'm really glad there were no chips on the face. Do I still collect Trackmaster? Of course I do. I just bought all those over there. Least favorite Thomas episode, Middle Engine. Favorite episode, Thomas Saves the Day from season 8. Oh yeah, another thing. So, Toby himself wasn't in that bad condition. I don't know who my favorite Duplo is. The only thing was the seller I bought it from, he gave Toby the wrong chassis. He gave Toby a troublesome truck chassis. So, Toby came with one of these instead of his actual chassis. So, I had to go back on eBay and find a replacement chassis for $10 along with another one of these. And so now he's complete. So yay, Toby. I have Toby. Very cool Toby. Anyways, Thomas. I just said my least favorite Thomas episode was Middle Engine. Although that's debatable now. It is for sure an episode from season 6 because season 6 is my least favorite season. But yeah, look, it's Thomas. I don't know if I have a least favorite character. Every time someone asks me who my least favorite character is, I can't think of anyone. But look, it's Thomas. Yeah, Thomas. And then we got Percy, who I acquired from the Disney World several years ago. Very cool Percy. Express Coach. What pack members do I have? I think the better question is what pack members don't I have? I actually think I have all of them in some way, shape, or form. Oh, here's Stanley, who I also acquired from Disney World. Wooden Railway. It's good in its own right. Do I have Take Along Mike? I have Take and Play Mike, which is better, honestly. We have Spencer, looking very hit era-ish. We have his tender. How tall am I? Is that a personal question? I'm just over 6 foot. Oh no, we got Harold. He fell apart. We got Harold, who's seen better days. What do I think about Take Along? Take Along is also good in its own right. Salt. It's salty. Also, you're supposed to build him like this. His cab does not go the other way around. I see so many people build him with the cab the wrong way around. I do want to make in a nutshell videos of the other All Engines Go specials, but the only reason I didn't do Lookout Mountain this year as an April Fool's special was because at that point I hadn't seen it yet. What I was supposed to do was I was actually going to go to the Lookout Mountain theatrical screening that was supposed to happen at the start of March. But for some reason, 2 weeks before the premiere, it got canceled. For no reason. Although now I'm actually kind of glad that it got canceled because the day the premiere was supposed to happen, We suffered a really bad windstorm and it knocked our power out for like 3 days. And we couldn't really go anywhere. So, yeah. Maybe it was a good thing it got canceled after all. Am I going to make a Lego Duplo video? Maybe. I might make another one. I've already made 2. Let's see. We have Gordon. This is a good Gordon. I like this Gordon. Gordon's tender. James. Look at this James. It's a really good James. James is tender. And then we have 2 troublesome truck chassis. Not complete. A troublesome truck, who looks a lot like his promo art. Salty's car. Baker Lou might show up again. Oh, look. It's Sir Topham Hatt. The second Lego Duplo video. The second Lego Duplo video is, the one with Toby. That's your second Lego Duplo video. You know, if there is one character I would like in Lego Duplo, it's Hero. Hero would have been a good character to have in Lego Duplo. Especially seeing how his movie came out like a year after Lego Duplo got canceled for Mega Bloks. Did Mega Bloks even make Hero? Guys, tell me, did Mega Bloks make Hero? Because if they didn't, I'm going to be mad. Because, I don't even think they made the Logging Locos, actually. Did they make the Logging Locos and Hero in Lego Duplo? No, not Lego Duplo, Mega Bloks. I know Mega Bloks got a Misty Island Rescue set, but it didn't come with the Logging Locos. It just came with Thomas and James. They made, they didn't even make Luke. What the heck? No. They didn't make Lego Duplo or Mega Bloks Hero? That makes me indescribably angry. That makes me really upset. Yeah, that's the thing. They didn't make any of the new characters. Well, maybe except Steven. And then they made Gator, didn't they? Did they make Gator? I'm pretty sure they did. And then what was the movie that came after that? Did they make Ryan? I don't think they made Skiff. Did they even make a Soldier's Legend of the Lost Treasure Mega Bloks set? I don't remember seeing one. They made a Great Race set with, quote, streamlined, end quote. Oh, no, it was Marion. So no Gator. Why did I think they made Gator? I thought I saw a picture of Gator. Oh, they did. Oh, yeah, yeah, I remember now. It was a pirate ship set. Well, yeah, it was Skiff. And then, the Great Race came out, and, they didn't make any of the Great Race newbies, but they made, like, racing variants of Thomas and Gordon. And then by the time, Journey Beyond Sodor came out, Mega Bloks had practically died. And they started using, like, the chubby blocks for the really small children. My favorite Hit Era merchandising character. Does Hero count as a Hit Era merchandising character? But yeah, as I was saying, none of the newbies, except the ones we just named, didn't get Mega Bloks toys. Like, we didn't get a Mega Bloks Hero, we didn't get a Mega Bloks Logging Locos, we got a Mega Bloks Diesel 10, but we didn't get, wait, no, we got Dart. Did we get Den? Did they make Den? I don't remember if they made Den. If they didn't make Den, that's going to be a whole nother thing to be mad about. Oh, you meant one-off characters. I'm torn between Neville and Molly. They made Flynn. They made a Mega Bloks Flynn. Huh. Okay. Well. Oh. Yeah, I like Molly because Molly just genuinely has good toys. And I like Neville because, well, Neville's character design is just pretty good. Sodor Mining Co. for Take-Along. No, I don't. No Mining Co. for Take-Along. Okay, someone wanted to see in-scale Toby. So I'm going to show off in-scale Toby now. I just got to make sure this is a safe box. Yeah, it's a safe box. Okay. I like to store my, I like to store my in-scale models, in my mailboxes. Oh, Steve's back. Steve, you're just in time to see Toby. But anyways, so in here, we have a couple of trains hiding. We got all the Chuggington ones. We have a Shay. Yeah, we got Scruffy. I don't think I'm going to re-upload the old remakes. So yeah, here we have Toby. Look, it's Toby. I am yet to buy in-scale Toad. Let me get Toby out of his box. I'm hoping to find Toad when I go to Strasbourg this weekend. Hey, an archive channel. An archive channel don't sound that bad of an idea. Do I have a take-along roundhouse? Yes, I do. Alright, guys, check it out. Toby! Look at him. Just look at him. Will I get a Cool Props Thomas? No. That's too much for a Thomas. Actually, no. No, I won't get a Cool Props Thomas. Let's have a race. Turn my power on. Okay, so Toby may or may not be the slowest engine in my collection. So we're going to race to prove it. Currently, Percy might be the slowest engine in my collection. So what we're going to do... Oh, look at it go. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do... See, that's his top speed. Right there. Okay, so we're going to turn Percy up, and then... We're going to... Go! Oh, wow. Guys, do you see that? Percy's actually going slower than Toby. Huh. That's incredible, actually. Hang on. Let me check this. Yeah, Toby is... No way. No way. No. What would I pay for a Diapet Thomas and Percy if I lived in the UK? How much did I pay for them originally? Like $30, $35? Yeah. So I wouldn't know anything about I wouldn't know anything about British currency. So yeah, Percy is probably my slowest engine now. That or he just needs to be lubricated. Because I am yet to lubricate any of my trains. Also, I've been seeing people compare in-scale Gordon to Diapet Gordon, but like, what did you think was going to happen? They're both Gordon. They're high precision Gordon models. I mean, look, Diapet Percy, in-scale Percy. They look the same because they're the same character. And then we also got Thomas. See, look, Thomas. I don't know if I've ever seen the UK packaging for Take Along. Oh, I just remembered. At one of the recent train shows I went to, I found this guy. Do I have any Hornby engines? I have a 1983 Hornby Thomas with its box. The only thing about the Stanley, though, is he has a hole in the bottom of his box, so he's not exactly mint. Again, I don't know anything about UK style take along packaging. I don't know if I'm ever going to take him out of the box. Oh, I have wooden railways. So yeah, as I stated a few minutes ago or a few seconds ago, I'm going to Strasbourg this weekend. I'm really hoping I can find the 2023 version of this guy. He is the only one I'm missing to complete my new wooden railway collection. I have almost everything in the new wooden railway except for the 2023 version of this guy. So hopefully I get to see him. And hopefully I get to see the real Thomas. I know he's not running on that day, but hopefully I'll get to see him if I take the shop tour. Yes, I do have Kinji. Did you see him? He's down there. Somewhere. Where is he? See? He's right there. Oh, also, I have this thing over here. Oh yeah, I did hear about the wooden railway troublesome truck recall, but I don't eat trains, so I think I'm okay. Let's see. Here's Toby. Okay, look. It's a wooden railway Toby. I don't know if I'm not actually looking for the Soda railway repair right now, but I guess he'd be nice to have. So yeah, look, it's wooden railway Toby. Look, it's Toby. Wait a minute, that's not Toby. That's not Toby. Wait, what's the number on that guy? Okay, so that's that. Oh, look, it's Cranky. Oh. I was able to get this year's gold Hallmark keepsake. A K4. Wow. Whoops. Oh, I just kicked Gabriel. Well, Let's see. Yeah, so as I said, I have almost all the new Wooden Railway stuff. Like I said, the only thing I'm missing right now is 2023 Day Out with Thomas Thomas. And I think a track pack. Oh yeah, I have the Lightning McQueen plushie. The new pack doesn't count yet because it's not out, so it don't count yet. Someone pointed out the Lightning McQueen plushie. I got that Lightning McQueen plushie at my local Disney store while it was still open. Cause it was on a Black Friday sale. They were having Black Friday the whole week. So I got them for 40% off. A $20 plushie for $12. Yeah, $20 for a plushie is outrageous, but the Disney store is cheap. That's why it closed. Look at this 8-wheel drive Wilson. Will I do a Tommy remake of Conquering the Mountain? I want to forget that video ever happened. Honestly. That video is kind of dumb. In the sheds, we have the Steam team. Look at them. What happened to the Disney store? Disney store basically decided it wasn't worth having physical stores open anymore. So they closed a bunch of their actual stores and moved online. So now if you want something from the Disney store, you have to buy it off the internet. What else? Who's at Knapford? These guys. Can I remake Island Tales in MMD? Actually, when I bring Island Tales back eventually, it will be animated. So, yeah. Also, I just remembered someone asked for my All Engines Go Push Along collection, so here it is. We have Thomas, Percy, Hero, Vin Diesel, Verona and Frederico. What happened to the dinosaurs now? We have Riff and Jiff, Muddy Sandy, Gordon, James, Muddy Percy, Kana, Racing Kana, Emily, Kinji, Percy again, Lookout Mountain Sandy, Color Changers Thomas, Percy, and Kana, Diesel, Thomas again, Yong Bao, Old Mine Percy. There's a Thomas back there. Wait, where's my Dragon Thomas? I had a dragon. Oh, wait, he's over here. We have regular Sandy. Muddy Thomas. Racing Thomas. There's Dragon Thomas. Carly. Bruno. Nia. And then the Lookout Mountain pack. And then there's the ones I showed off a minute ago. Are the Riff and Jiff props from the Nutshell video still around? I doubt it. Yeah. Jiff was a used jar of peanut butter that I stole from the kitchen. Actually, I borrowed it from the kitchen because I put it back when I was done. And then Riff was the tube of toothpaste that I actually used every morning to brush my teeth. So, yeah. I think they're dead now. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream now. But just a heads up for you guys, throughout the month of November, I probably won't be very active on my channel. As in, I probably won't upload any videos because I'm going on vacation. So I'm gonna enjoy my vacation, and I'm gonna go on hiatus. I will make a community post telling more about it later when the time comes closer. So, yeah. Yeah, okay. Where am I going? Well, I'm going to Strasbourg, and then I'm going to Virginia to hopefully see 611, and then I'm going to hang out in Florida for a while. So, you guys probably won't see me again until after Thanksgiving. Well, until I make that community post. So, yeah, is Mr. Reminder still around? Yeah, he's in another room though. So anyways, thank you guys for tuning into this live stream, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.